Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Kitty G, aka Egal on EGTV. And guys, let me start by saying thank you for everybody who watches the videos. And I appreciate all you guys for being on here and supporting me on this journey, this football journey, this Arsenal content journey, this everything just about life. I'm going to be leaving the country soon, so I won't be posting as many videos, but I will be doing a vlog about my little trip that I'm going over back to Toronto. But yeah, before we get started, I just want to ask you guys, can you do me a favor, guys? About 50% of you guys who watch the videos aren't even subscribed, and about 30% of you guys are new people seeing the videos every single time. So do me a favor, smash a like if you're new and subscribe if you're new, because that would help me out a lot and I'd really appreciate it. Today's video, I'm trying to get to at least 100 likes on today's video before we go any further. And if you have any friends that are Arsenal fans, share this out, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you share your content with your people, share this video out to them and let them know what's going on. So what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the situation at Arsenal, and currently Lacazette, Ben White look like they might be signing sooner than later. We're also going to be talking about the fact that Ben White could be nearing a move to Arsenal, but of course he could also be going somewhere else. We don't know yet. We were also hearing stuff about Eddie Nketiah possibly being sold. We're hearing about Reece Nelson possibly being sold. We're hearing about my guy Saliba being loaned out on a permanent, not on a permanent deal, but for the rest of the season being loaned out to get game time. Him and Guendouzi will be both loaned out to Marseille, Olympico Marseille. Guendouzi yesterday was already on his way there, so it looks like both of them will be going to Olympico Marseille. Hector Bellerin soon will also be leaving eventually. We still don't know the situation with Granit Xhaka. One thing we do know is Arsenal will be signing two players. They'll be signing Lokonga and NUNO TAVARES in the coming days. And we still need to go address our midfield issue. Who are we going to address it with? Are we going to get Renato Sanches? Are we going to get NUNO? Are we going to get Ruben Neves? Are we going to get Camavinga? Are we going to get Bissouma? Is Ndidi even on the table? Locatelli, apparently Arsenal are bidding another bid for him. It looks like Lokonga is going to be pretty much done and dusted. And Sander Berge, it looks like Sheffield United do not want to sell Sander Berge to Arsenal. But yeah, enough about that. Let's get started on today's show. You already know what it is. Smash that like button. And yeah, EGTV, bang. Yes, people. How is everybody doing in the chat? I can see you guys saying some stuff. Big up to Miss Melina. Big up to Labil. Big up to Qasim. Big up to all you guys in the chat. Big up to Muhdin. Muhdin, I see you. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now so you can jump on. Anyone who's trying to jump on late. We have Kasi here today from the Arsenal podcast. Big up Kasi in the chat. Also, we got my guy James over here all the way from, you know where. James, tell the people where you're from, bro. Trinidad. Let's go. But yo, how you guys doing today?
Great.
I'm good.
I got a new setup, so I'm just trying to get used to the new setup. But yeah, we got Muhdin in the chat also. We got Muhdin. Muhdin, how you doing?
Yo, I'm fine, bro. How are you doing?
Big up, Martin.
Alhamdulillah.
Big up to you, James and Kosi.
Pick up my team, bro.
Yeah. Now, people, there's about 50 people in the video already. Do me a favor, guys. Smash that like button. Give us some information of what you think about the things that have been going on. So the first story that we're going to be discussing today, the first topic of discussion that I have on the table, I'm going to tell you guys right now. It is about Olympico Marseille and the two possible transfers, the loan deals, with obligations to buy for Guendouzi, with Saliba and Matteo Guendouzi both leaving the club, and them not really getting a chance. Saliba not getting a chance, Matteo Guendouzi not really getting a chance as of late, and the whole situation turning sour with Arteta and Matteo Guendouzi. It looks like Saliba is getting loaned out a third successive season. I want to ask you guys, how do you feel about this and the fact that it's progressed so quickly? I, at the beginning, was a little bit mixed feelings about the situation. I was upset, I was angry, I was in disarray. I did not understand why we were willing to sell Saliba, loan out Saliba. I get why we want to sell Matteo Guendouzi, and it looks like we're going to be getting about £10 million. So I want to ask you guys, Matteo Guendouzi, Saliba, what do you think about that whole situation? I'll start with you, Kasi.
Yeah, right. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and thank you, EG. I think with Matteo Guendouzi, there's a very big question about that. His contract has been running down. And there have been no talks. There have been no hopes that he will even ever that he will even renew. We will renew his contract. So eventually, he's gonna go to Marseille on a season-long loan with an obligation to buy. We are eventually going to get 11 million euros. And for me, that was my problem. By the way, this is a young talent that was valued at around 45 million euros in 2019. I think he's had a very great season. I had the Berlin on loan, and eventually we have mismanaged him. He's going out to Marseille. It's eventually it's almost a close done deal. My thoughts on Matteo Guendouzi leaving. I think we are missing up on a top talent. I've always had my problems with him personally. He's a little bit weak, but he's still a very, very talented player. If Arsenal wanted to sell him, I thought you would renew his contract, probably get some good money, out of him. I don't know whether he really has problems with the manager, because a couple of pundits are saying that Matteo Guendouzi is one of those, ill-disciplined players. Is it, are they trying to justify the reason as to why Arsenal have let him go? I'm not really sure about that. With William Saliba, I think it's total madness, really, really total madness, because you bought a player for 27 million pounds. And actually, one of the things I remember is we really struggled in the season following the summer. We bought him. We really struggled with defensive issues under Unai Emery. And buying a player for 27 million pounds, and then you loan him out for 3 consecutive seasons, and then you're very confident, telling us, he's part of the plans, he's part of the future. You're constantly learning him out to French clubs, and then you're saying he doesn't have, he has not adapted to London. He's not adapted to the life in England. He's not ready for English football. Why don't you take him to the Championship if you feel like he's part of the plans? But he needs some experience in England. He needs some experience with English.
I hear you, Kosi, and for some reason your audio just cut. But James, you there? James, hello.
Let me continue, girl.
Martin, go ahead.
You say William Saliba. First of all,
to be loaned out, yes.
Yeah, as I said before, that William Saliba, Arteta, I don't know what is wrong with him not getting a game time in Arsenal. And Matteo Guendouzi, yes, I understand, because for him, his character, maybe that's the problem. But for Saliba, for me, I disagree that another loan, and it could have been a Premier League team, not in French. Yeah.
Okay, so to let everybody know what's going on with Saliba has reached an agreement to be loaned out with Olympique Marseille. Marseille have reached an agreement with Saliba, and he'll be going on a season-long loan, as reported by L'Equipe. Right, the Gunners paid 27 million pounds for William Saliba in 2019. Has now subsequently been loaned out for 3 seasons in a row. How do you guys feel about that? And now we're also going to be talking about how do you feel about Matteo Guendouzi. So let me know in the chat how you feel. I can see some of you guys already talking about Matteo Guendouzi and the whole situation. And one person here says Arteta lied. Someone else here is saying Arteta tax. Thoughts on Saliba? My thoughts on Saliba is I feel like Saliba is a good player. We just haven't seen him play in the Premier League yet. And supposedly this season he wasn't going to get a lot of game time under Mikel Arteta. So we went with going to go buy a new center back in Ben White rather than keeping Saliba for another season. That's what it seems like, and that's what's ended up happening. But yeah, that's the plans. The plans are for the club to loan him out for another season so he can get a full season of football under his belt. He has not played a full season of football unstopped his whole entire career, and that is the reason why they want to get Saliba on loan. I get some of you guys might be upset about the fact that he's being loaned out here, there, and everywhere, but that's the situation with Saliba. And if you guys are unaware, William Saliba is not his first rodeo. He knows the situation. He knows France. He's been there before. He's played there before. and this is somewhere where his adjustment period will not take too long. So he'll hit the ground running over there in France, and he'll get more game time. Plus, Marseille have European football, so he has more opportunities to play against better opposition. It's not just about playing in the French league. It's also the fact that they have European football. That is a key component to this loan deal going through. And I understand it. But yeah, let's see. Everyone's saying, hope you're good. I'm good, man. How's everybody doing? What? Arsenal stay in the mud. Feel bad for you guys. Come on. Saliba isn't coming back. Interesting take. The club still owns him, and he still has 2 more seasons. So he's going to come back eventually. Go ahead, Martin.
Yeah, bro. For me, Ben White, I hope it is done. But also, Man City are now looking for him. So that makes me fear a bit. I'm scared now because I think Man City, he can say that even if Man City pulls like 60 million and Ben White, chooses, Ben White can say, I want Champions League football, So I hope Ben White deal is done and we move to a right back after that. Yeah, right back, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, and
but
people,
I don't
now
think
we're going to
that
move on to Matteo
they will
Guendouzi
get a right back
conversation.
for me.
Yeah, so now we're going to move on to Matteo Guendouzi conversation, but I need everyone to do me a favor, smash that like button. We only have about half of you guys liking the video right now. Let's get it to at least 70%. That would be great. Now, moving on to the next topic. The next topic for today's video, we're going to be talking about Matteo Guendouzi. Now, Matteo Guendouzi was also one of the people loaned out. He was also one of the people loaned out, and he said he put out a goodbye message to the fans and to the club. Did you see the message that he put out? He tweeted out something today that was like almost like a goodbye, saying some goodbyes to the club, right? So I'm just going to share what he tweeted. Let me just share what he tweeted so you guys can see what he tweeted out. This was his Instagram message, actually. So on Instagram, he put this message up. This message says, thank you, Arsenal. Thank you for everything I discovered and learned so much during my time here. It would be impossible to list everything without forgetting one memory or word. But I will never forget any moments, any minute spent with the Gunners jersey. I will never forget the Emirates. I will never forget the fans. I won't forget the city. I will never forget everything I have. I've been taught here. I will never forget my only will defends the pride colors of Arsenal. Thank you to all those who believed in me during my time here, during the good and the bad moments. I can only wish the best to the club and its fans who deserve so much more. Trust me. Goodbye, Arsenal. I will never forget you, and will be a Gunner forever. Honestly, those are emotional. That's emotional right there.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
What?
I can see. Yeah, I agree.
Now, some people say it's emotional, and then you got some people like Dizzy saying, yeah, goodbye to this guy.
You have to move on, man. We have to move on. If we want to go forward, man, we have to move on. Guendouzi was not a bad player. You can understand, why. Like, for me, he was always, he was always rush. And also, one thing for sure is that he was young. He was young. Maybe you could have changed his behaving. Yeah, but his football was not bad, to be honest.
Lokonga is better. Now, someone said I've been hoodwinked, I've been bamboozled, I've been led astray. No, man, come on. I'm just reading it, and it does sound emotional when you read it the first time, or when you read it again. In my case, now Bergkamp here, my guy, one of the original guys from the beginning, been here. Big up to you, bro. Says we bought him for 7 million, sold him for 10 million, 3 million profit for one of the highest rated youngsters in Europe. We are a joke FC. I understand where you're coming from, but at least we made a profit. We don't tend to make a profit. I look at things half glass full. Apart from the passion he brings, anything to the team, I think he does bring something to the team. James, how you doing? Kasi and James are back.
Good, I'm
Hi
good.
guys.
Good.
We were just looking at Matteo Guendouzi's goodbye message. What did you guys think about Matteo Guendouzi's goodbye message? And I'll start with you, James. What do you think about Matteo Guendouzi and Saliba leaving this summer? One on loan and one on a permanent.
Bro, I'm not happy at all. I mean, personally, I wanted Saliba to stay and Guendouzi, but you know, this club don't care about you, don't care about your feelings. So both of them gone. Guendouzi for 10 million is stupid. I cannot believe we let him go because he was rated at 45 million. Was it a year or two ago? It's joke club. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Kasi?
Yeah, like I was saying, EG, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous business, and this is how we've been doing our business all the time. I mean, we don't get the right prices for our players, but we overpay for other people's players, and that's it. If you look at, I was looking at an article. The last time we made good profit on a player, I think, is when we sold Iwobi and Chamberlain, right? Iwobi and Chamberlain. The rest of the players, the rest of the players, Ramsdale left on a free deal. Matteo Guendouzi, 11 million euros. You have Mesut Ozil, who you're paying off to, to cancel his contract. City Kolasinac is going to be the same. I mean, it's so ridiculous the way we handle our contracts with our players, and it's costing the club a lot of money. And that's how our transfer policy is becoming so ridiculous. That's the truth. But I think with Saliba, that is where the big problem is at the moment. What is so wrong with William Saliba? Why isn't he getting a chance? Yes, you might say he's not actually coming in as the main centre back to replace David Lowe directly, but he's certainly better than Rob Holding. And Rob Holding has signed a new contract. And I'm asking myself, what has Rob Holding done so well to deserve a new contract that William Saliba actually doesn't deserve, at least a place on the bench or a place in that 25-man squad? Really, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Loaning him out for the third time in France, it doesn't make sense. Does it add to his football? Does it add to his ability to adapt to Premier League? No. Does it add to his love to the Arsenal club? No. Eventually, he's gonna get frustrated, and next year he knows Arsenal either sell him or risk to lose him on a free in the coming summer. So we'll be like, I'm either leaving or I'm leaving. So I think we might lose Saliba, just in that joking style of transfer, transfer handling.
Let me
of
just
things.
stop you there, Kasi, because I got
Yeah.
a lot of things to go to, and we can't spend too much time on Matteo Guendouzi. Everyone in the chat, let me know, how do you feel about Matteo Guendouzi leaving? For you, 10 million, is that thumbs up? Are you giving them the blessing, or are you giving them thumbs down, being like, you should have done better there? I'm giving them a thumbs down. I'm saying we had a chance to get at least 20 million a year ago, but I think we did not want to give them a cut price a couple of years ago whenever everyone was coming in. I remember PSG wanting him, all these other teams wanting him. Now nobody wants him. We can't even sell him for a decent price. So for me, it's a thumbs down for the Matteo Guendouzi deal. And for the Saliba deal, I let's not judge that yet, because we don't know if he's going to sign a new contract. If he does, then it's definitely thumbs up. If he doesn't, it's definitely thumbs down. But Matteo Guendouzi, thumbs up or thumbs down, guys? James.
Thumbs down.
Okay. And Muhtin?
Thumbs up, bro.
Thumbs up. You're okay with 10 million?
10 million? No, man. 10. I thought like 50 million,
Bro,
man.
I was about to fucking say like you're on
Not
drugs.
10 million, man.
We got 10 million from Matteo Guendouzi. That's all we got.
Are you sure, bro?
That's all
Yeah,
we got. Plus a 5 million loan deal.
Bro,
It's actually in euro. It's actually in euros, so it could be around 8.5 million pounds.
look at Desi said. Desi, oh, fuck me, dog.
Bro, thumbs down, thumbs
Get him
down.
out.
Bro,
I don't care about the price.
Bro, Desi, come on. Desi, come on.
He's a kid, man. He's a kid. Okay, so just to let you guys know, Matt Ryan is no longer an Arsenal option. He will either be joining Real Sociedad or Celtic. Is this?
Celtic,
do you guys
Celtic,
care?
yeah.
Do we care?
It
Do we care
depends.
that Matt Ryan's not joining us? Because in
If
my
we-
opinion, whoever your backup is or your third goalkeeper, I don't care. And guess what? Just to tell you guys, Runnerson is leaving. He's left to Turkey. So that means we are guaranteed getting a new goalkeeper. I'm not going to dance and celebrate. I'm just going to be like, yo, we're getting stuff done this summer. Don't worry.
I think we're buying Igal. I think we're Arthur Kid, the Nigerian. I think he's gonna be third choice. So we're gonna have to buy a backup. And I'm seeing people saying Johnstone. I rather Johnstone and Ramsdale. I'll tell you that. But I don't want, bro.
I hope it's not Ramsdale.
Yeah, so I will show you guys the Runnerson thing right after this. But I just want to ask you guys, Matt Ryan, did you want him back? Yes or no?
Yeah, I did. It's free. Free, come on.
I wanted him back too, but the fact that he wants first team football and he's not homegrown, it makes sense. So let's just let him go.
Yeah. I also wanted him back.
If he goes to Real Sociedad or Celtic and he starts, I'll be surprised. I'll be very surprised. Surprised.
Igal, why is that? Igal, listen, brother. Why is that you don't rate Matt Ryan as the second goalkeeper?
No, I don't get me wrong. As a second goalkeeper, fine, but he wants to start.
Oh,
you do realize
okay.
That, right? He wants to be a starter.
No.
Okay, so you're with me now, right?
You can't.
Yeah, there we go. If he's trying to be a starter, nah, that's not happening. Not today. Not today. You gotta be a seasoned professional before you become a starter. But you know what? We are linked to another goalkeeper. So let's just talk about some of the guys that we're linked to. We're linked to none other than Neto. If you guys don't know who Neto is the goalkeeper for Barcelona. He's currently the second goalkeeper at Barcelona, formerly played against us when he was at Valencia. So Neto, is it a thumbs up or is it a thumbs down for Neto? Neto to Arsenal.
For me, thumbs up, brother. Thumbs up. Because
when is it ever thumbs down for you?
Him. Yo, calm down, bro. Because I'm saying this because this player is a player that I used to watch him, and he's not bad just because he doesn't start Barcelona, and as we know that Barcelona have a great goalkeeper, and he can't start there. But for me, I rate him. To be honest, I rate him. Yeah.
You rate him, okay? What about you, James? And then I'll go to Kossi last.
Yeah, Neto was good, but we were linked to them last summer. I think it's just like shit talk.
Okay, so you don't rate Neto?
No. I rate him, but I don't think it's real, like the rumors.
Okay. Just before I go to you, Kossi, I'm just gonna let you guys know a little bit about Neto's career. If you guys don't know, Neto is a Brazilian footballer, right? And he currently is 31 years old. He's played for I think he's played for Valencia, and we played against him in the Europa League. He's played for Juventus, he's played for Fiorentina, and he's played for Barcelona. He's had a very interesting career. So when he was at Fiorentina, he took the step up and he became a backup at Juventus. He couldn't really break through. Then he went to Valencia to be a starter, played 2 seasons, then came back to Barcelona to become a backup. And if he comes to Arsenal, this would be the third time he was a backup in his career. I think if he moves, he's going to probably want to move as a starter. He's not going to want to move as another backup option. But as a backup, he's one of the best backups. He's been a backup at Juventus. He's been a backup at Barcelona. And when he plays, he's up there quality-wise. It's just, and his ball-playing ability with his feet is quite good. But he's of an age of 31 years old as a goalkeeper. Do we want him in the long term? I don't know. I don't think we want him as a starter. I would only take him as a backup. But yeah, Kossi, what's your take?
Backup, I would take him, but the reports I've seen indicate that we want him, because Leno could actually be on his way out, and that scares me because most of them quoting his ball playing abilities. That shows you that probably Mikel, if Mikel gets him, he wants to use him as a starting goalkeeper because Leno really has problems with playing out from the back, and we all know that. And I think, in terms of a goalkeeper, Arsenal fans will take anyone because I think they still have that Leno frustration from last season. But I rate Leno. I'll give him another season and see how he does. I think he will be our first choice goalkeeper. Neto, second choice. Yeah, I would take him. He's been reported to come to Arsenal on a loan deal. So probably, yeah, I'll try. I'll try him out.
Okay, so everyone here, thumbs up or thumbs down on Leno? I mean on the guy on the screen right now.
Thumbs up.
Neto. I don't know why I said Leno. I
What?
blanked for a second.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Neto, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up?
Yeah.
As a backup, right?
Thumbs
Not
up.
as a starter.
Back up. Back up.
Someone said I'll take Neto over Leno. Wow.
Yo, yeah. Another thing that for me,
Go ahead.
Onana should be. We should have gotten Onana for me as a long term,
Okay, so let's
also
talk
as a
about
first
Onana.
choice.
Okay, so let's talk about
Okay,
Onana.
Onana.
So the situation with Onana, he will not be playing football until December, and Arsenal Football Club cannot bring him in and guarantee him football after he becomes eligible to play football. So that's why he does not want to necessarily move to Arsenal, because we cannot guarantee him football as long as Leno's here. You know what I mean? Everyone gets that, right? It's just straightforward. But
Yeah,
I
it's
know
like-
everyone wants Onana. I get that. Thumbs up on Onana from everybody. I know that, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's not going to play football
Okay.
for a
Okay.
calendar year, and he's going to come into Arsenal and he's going to ask to be the starter. That is not realistic. For Arsenal, he's going to ask to be the starter. I can't hear what you're saying. Who said that?
Ryan can play there, bro. For me, this guy, if you wanna go and it's me, bro. Do you hear me?
Your audio is terrible today, bro. Just jump out, jump back in, okay? Just refresh the stream. Anyways, so enough about him. Let's talk about the real issue. Today we were linked to another English goalkeeper who's in the Euros. I know you guys are probably gonna not want him, but I'm just gonna have to mention it anyways. If you don't know who we've been linked to today, you're gonna find yourself surprised, my friend. You're gonna find yourself surprised. We're linked to Sam Johnstone. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
What
about you, James? Do you know
Bro,
who Sam Johnstone
I
is?
said before, he's better than Ramsdale. So if we're gonna
Really?
get one, what? What do you mean? Ramsdale is shit. Johnson, I know when you play for relegation, Team Eagle, you're gonna face a lot of shots and you're gonna look good. You understand? But even for England, he was playing good when he got the chance. He made, I think, like one of the best saves. So over Ramsdale, I would take him, but he won't be my first choice.
Okay. So now, question: thumbs up or thumbs down for Sam Johnstone?
How much?
They haven't just said a price. They just said Arsenal are interested in
I
West
wouldn't
Bromwich
pay
goalkeeper.
anything less than 10 mil.
No, he's not going to cost less than 10 mil. He's going to cost around 20.
Oh, fuck that. No. He can stay West Brom.
Okay. What about you, Kosi? Have you heard a price?
No, I've not had a price. I've not heard of a price. It's just that actually it's a backup of a goalkeeper we're interested in apparently in Aaron Ramsdale. And honestly, personally I don't rate so much of I don't really rate so much of English goalkeepers. I do have my own problems with them. Arsenal want a homegrown goalkeeper, so if they don't get Aaron Ramsdale, they'll go for Sam Johnstone. I mean, if you ask me, who do I go for between Ramsdale and Sam? I would rather go for Ramsdale. I think I feel like he has that kind of more experience, more maturity. But honestly, both of them, if on a good day, I don't take any of them. I would take I would rather go for a very, very different kind of goalkeeper. Very different.
I hear that. And you know what the funny thing about Aaron Ramsdale is, though, and Sam Johnstone and all these guys, it seems like we're going with either English goalkeepers or we're going with goalkeepers that are extremely like budget goalkeepers. It doesn't seem like we want to invest much into that position. So the last guy, Aaron Ramsdale, I know this is a funny picture.
No.
Okay, give me a reason besides just saying he's shit.
40 million euros.
All right. I have 2
30
reasons.
million, 35.
35.
Couple reasons. First reason, he's shit. Second reason, I'm not paying 35 million for a keeper who played for the worst team in the Premier League, and he didn't even look good. Sam Johnstone played for a horrible team and looked good at least. Ramsdale didn't even look good. Just know we want higher class. He's not good.
Yeah, my Mustafa Muhammad just says no.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with him. No.
Okay, enough said. Anyways, people on Facebook, come join us for the rest of the video on YouTube. Big up to the Arsenal Inside Out community, and big up to everybody watching on my Twitter. If you want to join us for the remainder of the video, it's on my YouTube channel, EGTV. So yeah, enough about that segment now. Let's go on to the next segment. The next segment after Aaron Ramsdale and Onana and everybody else, we have to talk about Aaron Ramsdale's teammate. So Aaron Ramsdale's teammate, who is none other than the man Sander Berge.
Oh,
There's a situation with Sander Berge where he is actually not going to be moving unless we meet the valuation that Sheffield United put for him. It doesn't seem like Arsenal wants to pay the what is it? For how much was it? 35 million or was it 40 million?
why would we? Like,
Okay, so I think it's north of 35 million. Let me find the exact price. But basically, Sheffield United are putting their foot down and saying that they're not going to sell Sander Berge if we are trying to only offer them around 25 to 20 million. They want more than that. Arsenal don't want to pay more than that. It looks like we're in a battle right now to see who. But I personally don't want Sander Berge anymore. If he's going to cost north of 22 million, it makes no sense. I want to ask you guys, what do you think about Sander Berge? And people in the chat, what do you also think about Sander Berge and that possible signing?
bang average.
Bang average.
Bang average. Not a bad player. Not a bad player. But
I think the fact that he costs around the same price as Bissouma is ridiculous.
Thank you. He's shit. Nah. Actually, not shit. Not shit. He's just not good enough, you guys. Like, if we really buy this player for 35 million, it'll tell you so much about this club. And I'll just give up.
Okay, what about you?
I think Barge, and I'll give them the credit because he was in that Sheffield United side. There was it was really hard for you to identify who is a good player there. They had a bad season all through from start to end. They really did have moments there, and I think it's one of those players you could pick out and you're like, I think he was a little bit outstanding. 35 million pounds with is a little bit overpaying for him. You're not even English. If you're English, then that could be the English tax probably, but you're not even English. But in my opinion, I think he fits into what Mikel Arteta wants, because what Arteta wants is players that do have that that kind of skill set. Doesn't want rigid players. Probably, I'm thinking he wants to play a 4-3-3 next season. So he wants Partey and players that are greater than Partey in the midfield next season. So Barge, if they can take around 28 to 27 million pounds, that's that could be a compromise. Yeah, he comes at Arsenal, and we see how he does, because Arteta really loves him as a player. There is a reason as to why he wants him. I don't think he was absolutely shit last season. Like many people want to say, because he's not a Bissouma, he's not a Renato Sanches. Nobody's going to give him the credit, but put some respect to his name. He was a little bit outstanding in that Sheffield United team. I would take him for 26 million. I would take him for 27 million pounds, but I wouldn't overpay him if there is Bissouma who I can get for 30 million pounds. Then I don't take him.
Yeah, I have a question.
People, I just want to let you know that if you want to join the fantasy league, the link is right there to join the fantasy league. We have about 100 people in the chat. We only have 55 likes. Let's drive those likes up. But I'm just going to ask you straight up. Sander Berge, 35 million plus, 40 million euros. Are you going to say no? I'm saying no. I would never pay that much for him. I'm saying no.
No.
Everyone agrees? No?
No.
All right, Kossi, same thing? No, right?
Over 30 million euros, 30 million pounds? No.
Okay, enough said. So we already know about that. Now, we are linked to so many midfielders. We have been linked to Renato Sanches. We've been linked to Ruben Neves. We've been linked to Kamavinga, Bissouma, Ndidi, Lokonga, Locatelli, Sander Berge. In my opinion, Sander Berge, I don't want him. Renato Sanches, Ruben Neves, they're good prices. Kamavinga, we're going to talk about him next. Now, the thing about Kamavinga is, it looks like Manchester United and Chelsea could be hijacking the whole deal for us to be getting him. We want him. we were monitoring his situation heavily all summer, but it looks like in the last minute, Manchester United have come in and offer him Champions League football. They offer him a better position in the league last season, and a team that has a higher projection opportunity to win things sooner. So I know it's kind of delusional for us to be saying we're going to get players over Real Madrid and PSG, but Manchester United, are they in the same boat? And if they come in for the same player as us, do we have a chance? Like, honestly.
I don't think we do. I don't think we have a chance, really. And I say I've already spoken this with many Arsenal fans that whenever you have a bad season, it makes a bad season makes a bad summer. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna you're gonna be in that summer, facing off competition of from clubs like PSG, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Atletico, and you're never gonna win them. It was the same situation with Rodrigo de Paul, and I told people you can never fight Atletico Madrid. They are so attractive. They're so damn attractive. Like you can't fight against them unless the player is so merciful to choose you. Apart from that, you can't fight those clubs. And this is what is really happening. We are only signing players that are choosing us, and do not have a lot of competition. Kamavinga, that's the problem. There's a lot of competition. United is there, not even the most attractive, because PSG is even more attractive than United. And yet, Arsenal is also interested. Look, for that one, if there is genuine interest from PSG and United, then we are off. And with the player having 1 year left on his contract, I think United will try to do the deal. I think PSG will try to do the deal. I think Chelsea will try to do the deal. They know it is an absolute bargain for such a potential £27 million. That is a Rolls Royce for £1. Look, we don't stand a chance. I get it. We don't stand a chance with Kamavinga.
People in the chat, Kamavinga won't play for United unless Pogba leaves, says Todd. What do you guys think about that? I don't think it's not about Manchester United. It's more about, can Arsenal get a player if Manchester United and Chelsea are after him? Because Chelsea and Manchester United are linked to him today. Today, it is rumored that Chelsea are linked to him and Manchester United. It looks like Chelsea have considered bringing him in as an understudy to Thomas to Conte, and it looks like Manchester United are bringing him in to play next to a Pogba. It doesn't look like Pogba is going to be leaving, in my opinion. So I don't think we have a chance. I think at this point it looks like they have absolutely done a coup, and they're going to be getting another star player. James, I know you're probably upset, but do you understand that if the player has a choice, he wouldn't pick us, right?
Nah, you never pick us. Sorry, what's your name? Podcast.
Cossi.
Yeah, he said everything correct. Like, let's be real. If Chelsea and Manchester United come on Atletico, PSG, like, he's gonna pick them. I actually do not think he's gonna leave Rennes this season, because I was listening to Fabrizio on a podcast, and Fabrizio said he thinks it's very difficult for him to leave Rennes, but that's what I think. So.
Yeah. Okay. Now, moving on to the next one. If you guys haven't heard, Manchester United are also trying to hijack another deal. It looks like Ruben Neves is so cheap. Guys, he's going for only 25 million. 25 million. It makes no sense. So they're saying Ruben Neves would only go for 25 million because their financial situation over there at Wolves is so bad that they want to get rid of the player. They want to move the player on so bad that they're willing to sell him for 25 million euros. 25 million pounds. And Manchester United are at the top of the list. Manchester United have officially looked at him, inquired about the situation. They have not made a bid or any formal offer. They've just looked to find out more about the actual bid, right? So this is what's happening right now. It looks like Manchester United could get Ruben Neves, and Arsenal could be left with another target that we miss out on. Would you be upset if we missed out on Ruben Neves?
I mean, if you're not going to sign anyone, I'll take Ruben Neves. But if there are so many options like we have now, because I would take Renato over Ruben Neves. I feel Neves is really talented, very good. I think he needs that step in his career. He needs to get out of that comfort zone he is in at Wolves, and take the next level, take the next step in his career. But my problem with them is the skill set that I want, the Santi Cazorla vibe that I want in a central midfielder. He doesn't have it. Honestly, he doesn't have it. I want a midfielder that has the vibe. I want a joy to watch, a midfielder who's a joy to watch, and that's what I'm looking for. At times, I still think about players like Houssem Aouar, and I'm like, you know what? At times, I would take him because he would be a joy to watch. Our football at times is so boring. You lack that player that at least adds some spices somewhere. So for me, I'm telling you honestly. So I'm looking for someone who can give us the vibe, create rhythms in the midfield, create tempos in the game. Ruben Neves, I don't see that in him. I want someone who can create tempos in the game. I want someone who can really control the game, drive that ball, make those runs. And Neves, he's more of a just an elevated kind of Xhaka. I want something bigger than that. I want a Cazorla, honestly.
Isco? No, please. I'm sorry, Todd. Anyways, I completely get where you're coming from, Kosi.
Yeah.
I honestly do. James.
Yo.
Ruben Neves.
No.
Do you want him at Arsenal?
No.
Okay.
I actually think he's not a bad player, but I think we should go for higher. And I like what Thing said, a Santi Cazorla type of player. Tricky.
Okay, enough said. So the next topic is an interesting one. But before we move any further, guys, do me a favor, smash that like button if you're new, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't heard from me before, let's just have some fun. Let's talk about Bukayo Saka. Is Bukayo Saka the most lovable person, or is it just me?
Of course he is.
Honestly, this picture just put a smile on my face. Tariq Khan, great show, Igal. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Tariq Khan. Appreciate it. Really do appreciate it, Tariq. Big up to Tariq. Uncle, preach, brother. Neves was never a true story. It was driven, agent driven.
True.
Runners is close to going for signing for
Anthony
Abdul, what?
He called you gay, Igal.
No, he meant to say my guy, I think. I don't
No,
think
he said Igal, you gay, my guy.
Nah, he's fucked.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about that. Let's talk about Saka. So Saka, let's be real. This picture is hilarious, right? This picture is hilarious. It took over the internet. Has Saka taken N'Golo Kante's crown as the most likable player in the Premier League?
Nah, he hasn't. You can't say he has because everyone will disagree with you because they hate us and they just hate us. And I think he is lovable, but Kante, as much as I don't like Chelsea, you can't not love Kante. Yeah? He is lovable, but Saka, I think when Kante is gone, Saka will be that guy.
I think what Saka has, big English, just imagine if he scores the winner to the Euros and it comes home and Saka.
If he scores the winner, oh my god!
Exactly, So
I think if he scores a winner, he will forever be immortalized as
he'll be a legend. He'll be an England legend. He'll be an England legend.
Yeah. So enough about this picture. But I just want to show you guys something. This is actually this was very cringy when I seen it. It's probably one of the most weirdest things I've seen on social media lately. This guy just decided to post something crazy. So he says, "Can you imagine Bukayo Saka blowing a girl's back out? Bloke just can't do it." And then he says, tickle you, what? Tee-hee, you tickle my willy. I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought this was hilarious. I just wanted to
I actually, that's funny. I can't see it.
Anyways, enough about that. A whole children thing. A brick crit. What? What are you guys talking about? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Could you imagine them putting in work? What?
Why is it again sexual?
What? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. Now, enough about that. Let's move on to the next story. So I think this one is actually bullshit. Remember when Liverpool basically said their deal was done and dusted for Renato Sanches? What happened to that? Because Renato Sanches was supposed to be going to Liverpool. It was done. Everything was already, before I even knew Renato Sanches was performing well in Lille, Liverpool have already seemed to have looked at him, scouted him, spoken to his representatives, and had a deal done and dusted. But now it seems like that's completely gone silent. And Arsenal being linked to him. I don't want Renato Sanches. I will tell you guys this right now. I don't want Renato Sanches. I think he's injury prone. I've looked at his injury history. He has a lot of injuries throughout his whole career. And personally, I think it's just too much of a gamble when we have the sure thing in Bissouma right there looking at us saying, sign me, please. He's literally chilling and hugging with his friend Pepe saying, sign me. We need to sign Bissouma. I don't rate Renato Sanches because he cannot stay fit. I rate him as a baller, but he cannot stay fit. Yeah? Go ahead, James.
No, I was going to ask if you rate him as a player. Because I do. I think he's a baller. But I honestly think Bissouma, if we don't, like, I think we're not, I don't think we're not going to get our main midfield targets in midfield. So I think you could see Bissouma come. Because realistic, let's look at all the names we're linked to. Kamavinga not coming. We're not going to get him. If we're not going to get Renato Sanches or Locatelli, you could see Bissouma come in, which I actually won't be mad at because I love Bissouma.
Oh wow! Hello from Thailand, says this guy. Big up to you. Man says Renato Sanches is overrated. Get me a good DM. Kosi, what do you think about Renato Sanches? Thoughts?
I think he's got the vibe. He's a baller, like you guys have said. He's got the vibe I'm looking for. His injury-prone record is something you had to focus on before you sign him. And then the other thing, he has actively got him. He's engaged actively in 8 goals in 2 seasons. I mean, that is not the kind of player I'm really looking for. Honestly, last season I think he scored 1 and created 3, and the previous season he scored 3 and created 1. You need to give me more than that. I mean, you need to be a more you need to be more creative. You're an 8. All you're doing is picking up this ball from the defensive midfielder, bringing it forward. You've got to create more, but he's got the vibe. He's a bowler. If Arsenal really decide to take him and we get lucky with his injury prone record, can Mikel Arteta add something to him? Like Pep Guardiola added to Raheem Sterling and becomes the goal machine. I'm not really sure about that, but I rate him. And my other problem with him is whenever it's tournament time, he shines. And when it comes to the league, there is some blanket he wears, and but in tournament time, I still remember in 2016 when we were winning it. He was brilliant, and this tournament, he's been also very, very brilliant as well. And that's why many Arsenal fans are going mad. We need him. We need Sanchez. It's the tournament vibe. They still feel the tournament vibe, but we can't sign players off off tournaments. You know what happens. Real Madrid can testify. So really, I rate him. He's a baller. He's got the vibe I'm looking for in that midfield. I think he'll be exciting, a joy to watch. But like you said, injury prone. You've got to think about that. And his productivity for goal involvements, that is too low, very low. It's like a DM. It's like we're playing in DM.
Yeah, so I 100% agree. But what are we going to do? We need a midfielder. So we're going to have to continue to look for a midfielder. But one midfielder that we have been looking at and we know is available and everybody over there in Italy has been raving about him is Locatelli. Supposedly, Arsenal have prepared a 40 million pound bid for Locatelli and they're going to be submitting it today. I don't know how reliable the source is. The source came from Sky, I think, right? Am I wrong? The source was from Sky. But what do you guys think about Locatelli? I think he's going to Juventus. I don't think he's ever coming to Arsenal. I think it's just bullshit. But we have to talk about it.
Actually, talking about Sky, they were reporting. I think we were live on Courses Arsenal podcast, but they're reporting and said with Manuel Locatelli, it seems like Canevelli, the Sassuolo CEO, is pulling Juventus's leg using our name. They're trying to get Juventus to cooperate. using our name. And with Juventus now very aware of Arsenal's interest in a central midfielder and the quality of Locatelli, I think eventually Juve will pay them the money, but the player wants to go to Juve. So Sassuolo have I've said it, they have a very good relationship with Juventus. So they want to sell to Juventus first. Juventus is interested. I mean, it's a friendly circle. I mean, it's just a matter the matter of the Euros. If Italy got dumped out of the Euros tomorrow on is it Tuesday, the next day it will be a done deal for Juventus. So I'm not really putting my hopes in that basket. I'm not putting any egg. They said don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm not putting any egg in that basket.
Let me show you guys something else. You guys do know the whole thing about Locatelli. He's going to get us excited for no reason. He's never coming. People, I'm sorry. Locatelli is an absolute like for like replacement for Granit Xhaka. It's absolutely amazing if it happens. But James, is it going to happen?
No.
Kossi, is it going to happen?
No.
People in the chat, is it going to happen? Probably not. But you know what?
I'll be glad to be wrong. I'll be glad to be wrong.
We were wrong about Pepe.
Yeah.
So there you go. Locatelli is too good for us. Hey, that might be the sad reality of the situation. Someone said nope. Someone said no. Someone says Ruben Neves is better than Locatelli. Ooh.
Nah, not really.
Interesting approach there. Now I'm just going to quickly talk about some outgoing Arsenal players. It looks like, before I tell you anything, stop it. Fake rumors. Fake. This is fake. Stop linking us to every player who does well in the Euros.
Exactly. Yeah.
Arsenal. Okay.
I didn't even know you were linked with them.
Out of the way. If you guys didn't see on Saturday, Arsenal were linked to my brother here. What's his name? Mbolo.
Mbolo. Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so bad. Like it came from the weirdest publications. They need to stop linking us to Mbolos, right? Mbolo is a wonder. What? Yeah, it makes no sense. But the reason why they linked us to Mbolo is because today reports are coming out that Lacazette will most likely be sold. Lacazette will most likely be sold if his contract is not renewed this summer. So he could be sold by the end of the summer. We could be selling Lacazette. Now, if we sell Lacazette, in my opinion, we should start Martinelli and Balogun behind Aubameyang, and we shouldn't worry about the striker position. What do you guys think?
Yeah. That thing talk first. I'll let you talk first.
Go ahead,
I think what I've heard is if Lacazette leaves and William leaves as well, Arsenal might decide to go in for a striker who can also play as a winger, and that's why. But purely the Mbolo thing is all about the Euros, because we've been literally linked with everyone so good in the Euros. Every player so good in the Euros. So with Lacazette, of course, Sky are saying there are no negotiations or talks for a new contract. He's purely going to leave if the right offer comes in. The problem is nobody wants to pay his wages. No club wants to pay his wages. And I've seen, is it Atletico Madrid or Juventus who have said they want to take Lacazette as long as we continue to pay his wages. And it's like, what? That is ridiculous. How do you say that? So I think if Lacazette leaves and William leaves as well, because Nketiah has been confirmed, to leave the club by Sky. They said he's going to leave as well. So that means you're losing two strikers and a winger. Probably I could consider bringing in someone, three. I'll bring in one person to replace the three.
Okay, what about you, James?
Yeah, I agree. I think William should go. Laka, I mean, I think he suits our playing style more than Oba. But if the right offer comes in, I'll sell. And what Pussy was saying is, if you can get one player that can replace all three, a winger and a striker, young profile. You like young profile? You were saying? Yeah. I'll go for it. But I won't go for Isaac as I won once.
Okay, and now, guys, we're getting to the best part of the video, the main event, everything that we want to know about the whole thing with Ben White and Maddison. So where should I begin? I'm going to
Ben.
begin with people introducing back everyone from Twitter, introducing back everyone from Facebook. Big up to everybody from Facebook and Twitter. Just to let you guys know, this is EGTV. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, come join us and subscribe to the channel. Not only be on Twitter and YouTube, but first things first. If you guys don't know, Ben White has been linked to Everton. He's been linked to Man City. And now he is being linked to another Premier League club. It looks like Ben White, who is pretty much done and dusted, ready to go to Arsenal, has been linked to now 3 different Premier League clubs. Is this a ploy from Brighton to get the deal done and dusted? Is this a ploy from Brighton to get the deal pushed further and further ahead? Or is this actually some serious legs to the deal? So Duncan Castle has reported that Chelsea are interested in looking at Ben White as a possible center back coming into the club. You also have reports that Everton were, sorry James, could you just mute yourself? Reported Everton were also interested in getting Ben White's services at Goodison Park. And you have Manchester City reportedly were also a third club interested in Ben White. Now, if this is true, and they're all interested in Ben White, Arsenal currently have bid £46 million, 42 million pounds guaranteed, 4 million more in add-ons. So altogether, 46 million pounds has been agreed between Arsenal and the football club Brighton. If Brighton want to increase that bid, they would need someone else to come in and submit a formal bid. No one has officially submitted a formal bid. Everton have inquired on the price and said they might be willing to spend 50 million, which is reported by the Daily Mail, which I do not trust in the first place. Also, Chelsea's report is from Duncan Castle. His exact words were Chelsea could go for him and could attract him. Doesn't mean they will go for him. Doesn't mean they will want him. Doesn't mean he will now change his mind and just say, I was going to Arsenal, everything's done with Arsenal, and just last minute saying he's going to Chelsea. Chelsea also have a plan to get Varane for a lot less, so they might still go for Varane. Now, guys in the chat, do you believe the rumors that Chelsea, the rumors that Manchester United, the rumors that Man City and Everton could possibly go for him? And do you believe Duncan Castle's reports that Ben White has his head turned by Everton, Man City, or Chelsea? I want to know from you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think this is fake news or real news? Let me know. What do you think, Kosi? Do you believe this is fake news or real news?
The letters from Sky, and this is where I'll begin. The letters from Sky we are going in with a third bid. 2 of our first bids were rejected. Football.London, and I will quote Chris Whitley, said this deal, according to him, is all but done. Right? Duncan Castles, he says Chelsea are interested. Look, I mean, we've had very good progressive talks. Fabrizio has come out and said this deal is very close. Onstein has come out and said this deal is very close. All those guys have come out and said this deal is very close to being our grade. What I think is Brighton are taking advantage. They want us to pay more money. They want us to pay more money upfront. They want us to pay them more add-ons, and potentially the Everton deal, because they said Everton was interested. For me, it shows me the structure Brighton want. They want a sell-on clause, which was apparently being offered by Everton. They want £50 million guaranteed payments, which were being offered by Everton. They want £5 million add-ons, which were being offered by Everton. So I think they're just trying to be greedy, maybe trying to attract attention, call other opponents, but it's gonna kill them. First and foremost, everybody sees it. Arsenal paying £50 million for Ben White. It is kind enough. It's really kind enough. So I think those are rumors. By the time the Euros end, July 11th, if England probably go to the final and win it, maybe July 12th, 13th, 15th, we shall know the truth about this deal. For me, there is no truth in them. There is no truth in Chelsea. There is no truth in Everton. There is no truth in anywhere. It is 2 clubs in talks. And I think Brighton are out here trying to wave and laugh at Arsenal. That look at how we are pressing your head. They're just trying to press our heads towards the wall. Nothing, nothing bigger than that. Really, nothing bigger than that.
James, so the question is, could Chelsea ruin Arsenal's transfer plans for Ben White, Kamavinga? Because that's what Manchester United are already trying to ruin it by coming in for Kamavinga.
I don't
Could
think
Chelsea
Chelsea.
ruin the Ben White deal?
Nah, I don't even think Chelsea are interested. I mean, when do you ever see Chelsea go for players like him? Chelsea go big.
Gary Cahill.
Huh?
They went for Gary Cahill. He became a Chelsea legend.
Yeah, and it was a battle between Arsenal and Chelsea as well.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I don't think Chelsea are interested in Ben White. I haven't seen any reliable source say that.
Okay, what about you, Ozzy? Ozzy, what do you think about the fact that Chelsea could come in and ruin Arsenal's plans to get Ben White?
Frank, I don't think they need him, to be honest. I don't think there's anything credible out there at the moment to suggest their links are serious. Unless anyone can show an article or a post to suggest that.
Okay, legit. I hear that. So now the next person we're going to be discussing before we go any further is, guys, smash that like button. We're going to be discussing, discussing Maddison, right, and the whole situation with Maddison. But before we get to the Maddison thing, I just want to go back to Kamavinga. It looks like Kamavinga could be going to Chelsea also. So Chelsea are basically everyone's just looking at Arsenal transfer targets and saying, let's give them a look. Is it a coincidence that all these clubs are now looking at all our transfer plans and just saying, hey, let's just get these guys because they're cheap, and if Arsenal is trying to get them, we shouldn't let Arsenal get them? Because it looks like Chelsea's coming in for him now. Manchester United were coming in for him earlier. It looks like PSG are still interested in him. Arsenal just has no chance to get Camavinga anymore. It's finished. The dream's done.
I think personally, whoever moves in quickly for this guy will get him, unless he has a favorite side he wants to go to. Then he might be like, well, okay, I want to go here, I want to go there. But realistically, for the money that's been quoted, 30 million for this type of player, I think any of these teams should just be like, listen, get it done as soon as possible. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I hear that. It definitely is a no-brainer. And people are saying Chelsea will ruin your plans. Well, Kamavinga is overrated. Get Lokonga. Lokonga is pretty much done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. We already know that. We already know the whole Lokonga thing is pretty much done and dusted. There's no need to worry about that. What were you going to say, James? Kossi.
Yeah, I think if you say Kamavinga is overrated, get Lokonga. I think Kamavinga is an upgrade to Sambi Lokonga. Both of them are big potential players, big potential talents, actually. But I think Kamavinga is the upgrade. Kamavinga is, I don't want to say is the finished article because that would be, again, overrating him. But I think he is the real deal. I think that's just enough. It's the real deal.
We've been hurt so many times, man. It just sucks. You know what I mean? Now, I was going to show you Bissouma because Leicester are looking. Do you think Chelsea want Kamavinga as a replacement for Conte? Chelsea want him as a backup.
Backup.
Yeah, as a backup. Now, Arsenal have a backup for Ben White. The backup for Ben White for Arsenal is Tapsoba. Tapsoba, if you guys don't know, is the center back who plays at Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen. He plays for Bayer Leverkusen. He's 6'4" or 6'6" center back. He's a giant. He's a mammoth of a unit. Absolute great for a center back. The thing is, if he comes in, he'll have to adjust to the Premier League, and it might take him a little bit longer than Ben White. And Ben White also, there's a height difference. And some people think it's smarter for Arsenal to buy Tapsoba over Ben White. I personally have not seen Tapsoba play enough to give an honest opinion on Tapsoba, but I know Ben White, and I know that he won't take time to adjust to the Premier League. So I personally think it's better the club stick with their number one option in Ben White, but Tapsoba as an alternative. Would you guys take Tapsoba for a similar price?
Yeah, I will.
Would you take him over Ben White?
Can I talk? I don't watch a lot of Bundesliga, so I can't make a full judgment on the player. But from what I've seen and heard, like, he is a very good centre back. So yeah, I would take him.
Okay, what about you, Kasi?
I would take him. I would take him, but there is no way it's happening. Bayer Leverkusen are asking for more than 70 million euros for the centre back. They're saying if you do not have 70 million euros in the bag, there is no deal happening. Actually, he was our first option. He's the player that was first linked with us. So he was our first. He was our priority. In terms of centre back, but it's the price, 70 million euros. Arsenal not really willing to pay that, and they have decided to go for Ben White, who's a little bit cheaper, than Tapsoba. But it's a good defender. I've watched him not so many times, around 3 or 4 times. If I'm gonna be honest, 3 or 4 times, and I think it's a decent centre back. He would work for Arsenal because what we are, he's very calm on the ball playing as well. He would fit into Mikel Arteta, what Mikel Arteta wants to do. He wants to, build play from the back. He would fit into that. But the problem is the money. Arsenal is saying we're not giving you 70 million euros, and Leverkusen seem like they're not in a rush to sell. So a deal, I think it's a difficult deal, very, very difficult. But I would take him. It's decent, really decent.
Ozzy, would you take Tapsoba over Ben White?
It's a difficult one because I haven't seen much of him. I'll be honest, I've already watched videos on him, and you can't judge on videos. One thing I do like about him is the stature of him. Arsenal haven't had like that solid, big centre back. I think we've had too many centre backs that are just softies, Like
Yeah.
I think I would like a big, huge centre back just in our back line, It's like them. I think the centre backs that we've had over the years, they get rolled over. They're soft. This guy doesn't come to me as cross soft, And especially, how many times have we seen Arsenal from set pieces or free or corners get beaten? Like this player would obviously, given his stature, you'd expect him to be like first head on the ball.
There you go.
But it's a tough one because Ben White, you can have the argument and say this guy's played in the Premier League. We know what he's about. With Tapsoba, it's like, okay, he would need to adjust. Would he fit in? Would he, how long would it take him? So it's a tough one, to be honest. I'm not against him, but the money thing as well. We said an extra 10 million. We're talking about 70 million euros. What's that? About 60 million pounds, give or take.
Listen, a lot of people don't want to hear about center backs. They want to hear more about Bissouma. So you know what? Let's give them the Bissouma chat. Ozzy, is Bissouma your number one target in that midfield?
I would say 100%. I think this one, Bissouma, is it's not even something to even think about or contemplate. Just get him. The guy wants Arsenal. The guy's been, whatever you're trying to say, flirting, twerking, shaking, whatever term you want to use.
Arab dancing. Hello, Ozzy. I think we lost him. Can you guys hear him?
No.
Okay, yeah, we lost Ozzy. Anyways, I was gonna say, guys, Bissouma, there's no update on Bissouma. There is actually no change in the situation with the Bissouma thing. No one has I haven't seen any articles on Bissouma. I haven't heard any links about Bissouma. I haven't heard any updates from Fabrizio, updates from AFC Bell, updates from anybody on the whole Bissouma situation. So I have no updates on that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and tell you something that doesn't exist. So as we last checked, Arsenal were still interested in him, and nothing has changed there. One thing that has changed is the thing about Smith Rowe. Aston Villa, listen to me carefully. You guys are losers. Aston Villa fans are cool, but the Aston Villa board, to think that you can get Smith Rowe for 2.5 million more than your original bid is an absolute joke. It's almost as equivalent to us paying 40.1 million. because what they're doing is ridiculous. I think you guys take us as a joke of a club. You really think we're going to sell Smith Rowe? It's not happening. I'm sorry. Aston Villa fans, keep dreaming, right? It's not happening. He's signing a new deal confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. It will be happening immediately after the new shirt is signed, right? Now, Locatelli, it's imminent. We're waiting for the deal for Guendouzi to be finalized. Once it's finalized, Locatelli will not be going to preseason training with Anderlecht. He will be coming straight to Arsenal. Lokonga. Who did I say?
Locatelli.
Lokonga. Sorry, yeah, Lokonga will not be joining. Their names are very different, but I don't know how I mix them up sometimes. It makes no sense. Right?
Maybe the local thing, yeah.
Okay, and then what was the last thing that I needed to discuss? Oh, James Maddison. There's an update, ladies and gentlemen, on James Maddison.
Right?
You want to know what the update is?
The
update is the same thing the AFC Bell said a couple weeks back, that Arsenal are interested in the midfielder, has now become even more serious because Arsenal have a keen interest, they're saying, in James Maddison. Leicester have priced him at £80 million, right? He's earmarked for a potential move to the Emirates, but of course, Arsenal will try to bring down the price from 80 to at least 65 before negotiation can advance. Now, do you think Arsenal should just pay the difference and pay the extra 15 million to get him at 80 million, or are you worried if Arsenal pay 80 million to Leicester that we're going to make them a better team by paying them 80 million, and James Maddison might not live up to the 80 million pound price tag? I'm going to ask you, Ozzy.
I wouldn't pay that much personally. I wouldn't even pay that much with 60 million plus add-ons. 60 million, 65, that's the final. I mean, Leicester as a team, collectively, they're already better than Arsenal on paper. So to be giving them 80 million, these guys are probably going to find 2-3 other gems for that money that will improve their squad. We know how Leicester operate. They operate very efficiently in the market. They get these gems for like ridiculous money in this market. I don't know how they managed to put it off, but they've done it time and time again. 80 million is a bit too much.
So basically, thumbs down for you.
Yeah, 80 million, thumbs down. It's too much.
Okay, what about you?
Igal, watch. I agree with Ozzy, 80 million is too much, but they said the same thing about Chilwell. Huh? All you have to do with Leicester is negotiate smartly. If we can get Maddison between 50 and 60 million, I'm taking that. It's just how we do our negotiation. We can't get bullied. Because personally, I would love Maddison at Arsenal. I would buy that shirt, believe me. But we have to negotiate smart. We can't get bullied.
Okay. And Kosi, thumb down for you.
80 million pounds. I mean, with Leicester City, you can pay that. United have paid that. Have paid that for Harry Maguire, and it's not their problem. It's Leicester City. They are so good at negotiating the deals. Would I pay 80 million pounds for him? No. Would I pay 60? Yes, that is the ceiling. 60 million pounds. I've seen the AFC Bella saying that the only problem with this deal is the money, because it is in excess of 60 million pounds. In excess of 60 million pounds, that is what Leicester City want. But the rest is fine. A player would be open to moving away from the club, and then Leicester City could also sell if the right offer comes in. Will Arsenal give us? Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Maddison, like as a player?
I mean, what I love about him is his goal scoring ability. That is one of the things I love about him. I've been looking at his statistics, and he scored more goals than he has assisted. And I think if he comes in, many Arsenal fans will stop crying for Emi Buendia, because you have the perfect version of Emi Buendia in just because he's English. But I think he's a good player. I think he would serve Arsenal. But 80 million, that is too much. But I love him as a player. I rate him. If he doesn't get injured like he was last season, but he played 31 games, and I think that is enough. Goal scoring midfielder. He has the vibe. No, I have no issues with him. 8 goals in 31 games. I think he created 3 assists. Yeah, no problem with him.
Cool.
What do you think about this comment? We should instead insert 65 million plus Smith Rowe for Grealish.
Nah. This guy's been a bit too excessive, man.
Yeah. Fuck, kill out all.
That's basically offering them like 100 million.
Yeah, but that's what they want from Man City, right?
Nah.
Anyways, these guys.
We could potentially have our own Jack Grealish in Smith Rowe, depending on how he develops.
Yeah,
Then what
so
you
to
gonna
let
be
you guys
like?
know what's going on with the goalkeeper situation, Runnerson is gone. Runnerson will likely go out on loan, and the Nigerian brother will get a chance as third goalkeeper. Runnerson will now be leaving on loan this summer. He'll be going to what's the club called? He'll be going to, according to Football London, he'll be leaving on loan. Could be leaving on a permanent.
Can't
actually
even get rid of this guy for 1 million.
There it is. But they signed. They signed him to a Turkish team, Altay Sport. Altay Sport. They signed him. So you know, best of luck to Runnerson over there. Good thing we got rid of a goalkeeper. You want to know why, guys? That means the goalkeeper is coming in 100%. Yay! But yeah, because we've gotten rid of Matt Macy and Runnerson and Matt Ryan. We don't have a backup goalkeeper right now. Technically, we do. We have the Nigerian brother, but we don't have an actual like first team level quality backup yet. So we're gonna go sign a backup goalkeeper or a starter level goalkeeper, and I'm happy about that. Anyways, that's it for today. We've covered everything. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to everybody watching from Nigeria, all over the world. We had some people watching from Malaysia. We had some people watching from Thailand. We had some people watching from the UK, Canada, wherever you are in the world. Big up to all you guys. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's called EGTV, and I got my people here with me, so go check out their Twitters and their channels. Kosi, tell the people where they can find you.
Find me on Kosi's Arsenal Podcast YouTube, Kosi on Instagram, and Kosi19 on Twitter.
There you go. James, tell the people where they can find you.
Follow me on Twitter at James Harlan.
There you go. And Ozzy, same thing. Oh, Ozzy's just gone. Ozzy don't want no one following him. He just left. Anyways, peace out, people. You already know what it is. Subscribe if you're new. And if you haven't, remember, we're going to be back again tomorrow. And let me know if you guys want me to do vlogs while I'm away and when I'm on my trip in Toronto, because I'll definitely vlog if you want me to. But yeah, you already know what it is. We're out of here, and peace.